Alright, welcome back. Saturday, day off. No, actually, I normally don't have it unless it's a week of something. I normally don't do things on Saturday very much. But since I'm a little laid up with an injury, I figured I'd do a catch-up day. I mean, I'm a little incapable of doing my job involves a lot of physical labor, and the injury I have kind of prevents that a bit. Or I would just worsen it if I continued working the way I did. But since I just don't feel like not doing anything, I figured a lot of people have been asking me to do discussion videos lately, just, get some out there, and because people like those kind of videos, and I like doing them, so I figured I'll go through and just do a couple of discussion videos. I don't know how many I'll do. I'm thinking maybe anywhere between 2 to 4 at least. But we'll just start off. And this one comes to us from James Mox Trailers, who asked the question, what would be my thoughts if Bleach did a sequel series with basically Ichigo's kid, I believe, Kazoo? Kazoo! Yes, dum-dum. I am a Shinigami, dum-dum. Imagine that. Yeah, someone not do me make some fan art of the great Kazoo as a Shinigami. Oh my god, the horrifying nature of that character alone is... Anyway, what if Kazu, I think it was Kazu, what if it basically a la Boruto route? Basically, what would I think if Bleach did a sequel series where Ichigo's kid was the main character? I'll tell you right now, I like that before the actual legitimate series of Boruto came out. I read the original Boruto chapter, or like the in between where like Salada met her dad for the first time, Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura fought that weird Sharingan biological. I can't remember much about. I remember the plot, just describing it's weird. Essentially, it was them interacting. She brought what was the Choji and Karu's kid, which again, a combination you didn't see coming. But you like it anyway. It's like, oh, she doesn't care he's big. She just loves her big hunk of teddy bear man. I read that, and I'm like, all right, I can kind of get behind this. And I remember the last chapter of Naruto introducing the kids and a little bit of what their personalities were like. But a little bit I've watched of the anime, the little bit I've read of the manga, and the last Boruto movie, I don't dig on Boruto. I can't get into Boruto. And the big reason I can't get into Boruto, and this is like the really big one. Well, there's two big ones. One, while the characters we grew up liking are now pushed to the side a bit. They're still there, but they're not the main focus, obviously. The main character of Boruto is a brat. He's not I mean, some people obviously there's memes and stuff fighting Naruto annoying. Some characters didn't like Naruto. Naruto wasn't the favorite character of his own series. A lot of times the main character isn't the favorite character. Look at Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta, Piccolo are often considered better characters or more favorite characters than Goku is. In Bleach, Ichigo, Urahara, Kenpachi, Shunsui. They're a lot of time I find Toshiro, Byakuya. I see so many people saying that they're more popular than Ichigo was. In Naruto, Kakashi, Sasuke, I get most people kind of cooled down to Sasuke after a while, but definitely like Kakashi, Jiraiya, Itachi. So Naruto wasn't necessarily the favorite character, but Naruto had a lot more likability than Boruto did, or Boruto does. For one thing, Naruto didn't have family. It took him up until over halfway through the second half of the series, Shippuden, for him to find out who both his parents were. And he felt he earned it at that point because he had been through so much shit. He had a shitty childhood, but he never lost that drive or that kind demeanor that he ultimately had. So in that never give up attitude, that generally nice, if somewhat bratty in the sense that he's just kind of obnoxious because he wanted attention, just for people to notice him. Attitude that never truly left, and that endeared him to people. Boruto was just a brat. It's like, my dad's not around to spend time with me, so I'm gonna act up because that your dad's the Hokage. You have a loving mother and a sister. Shut the fuck up, you little unappreciative shit. It's like, wow, you are really, you're like white privilege To the teeth. Except technically, I guess that all the characters are supposed to be Asian. I guess. It's never truly explained how race works in the Naruto world, because when you look at like the colored pages, at any rate, it's clear that there are characters that are depicted as certain races. Like a lot of the village in the clouds, a lot of the lightning race are depicted as African American, as black people. And there are people who are depicted more Asian than others. And yet you look at Naruto, blonde eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin. Yeah, if you didn't tell me he was supposed to be Asian, I'd think he's Caucasian. I think he's white. Same with a lot of them. But I digress. That's my issues with Boruto, the sequel series. And there's other things going on in there, too, that I'm just not a big... It's not terrible, don't get me wrong. I've seen some stuff, and it's okay. Like, the actual movie's not bad. Particularly just because you get that actual final fight with adult Sasuke and Naruto going balls to the wall. I'm like, alright, this is kind of awesome. But that's my issues with Boruto. And the reason I bring up my issues with Boruto is because it factors into my lack of issues with if they did a Bleach sequel. Now, why is that the case? Why do I not... Like, if they announced they were doing a Bleach sequel, Bleach Shippuden or whatever, because it'd probably still be Bleach, or Bleach Cleaner, whatever. It'd still probably be called Bleach. But my lack of issues is because while we would be following Naruto, Ichigo's kid, and like probably Rukia and Renji's kid as well. And while we'd probably be following maybe a couple other kids as well, some younger generation. There's only the two of them that we know of. I'm certain some other Soul Reapers have had kids and things along those lines, so we might see. Hell, for all we know, Soifone had a kid with someone, and we'll see their stuck up ass. Or Byakuya actually had a kid with someone, or Yoruichi got with. I think it was implied that at one point she was maybe got with Izuru. I don't think so. I believe Urahara is still alive. They never implied that he. I mean, they implied that he might have died, but they also implied Yoruichi might have died. And if Yoruichi made it out there, I'm pretty sure Urahara made it out there. What if they had a kid? You know, that'd be an awesome kid. Yoruichi and Urahara, can you imagine that? But the fact is, we have just less of a cast to focus on, so we would still focus on a lot of the original characters, particularly in the 13 Court God Squad, because we still have all those characters who are captains. Also, it allows the way for just new threats, obviously. Though and there is a novel going on, like they are doing future, not like mangas, but novels that you read without pictures. Believe it or not, those exist, kids. I know back in the day. When, mangas and magazines didn't exist, we just had books with words. Kind of sad. But there is a sequel novel going on right now, implying that we may see Shinji's and, oh god, what freaking, Squad 9's lieutenant. Oh god, this is really bugging me right now. What's his name again? Anyway, I was into that. We never saw. They had supplied. You're gonna get to know what their bankais are and what they do, because we never saw their bankais. I'm just gonna basically not bother looking it up right now. We never saw their bankais. Which there's another thing that Boruto doesn't have that Bleach can easily do. There's a lot of shit we actually never saw in Bleach. Good portion of people's bankais, we never saw them. Like, we actually never knew what Unohana's bankai actually did. We saw her activate it in a fight against Kenpachi, but we never figured out what it actually did. So maybe like a brief explanation on that. We know there's several people as captains now, so they probably have bankai. We know that Isane, who was Unohana's lieutenant, became captain. We know Iba, who is Komamoro's lieutenant, became captain. So very likely he's got bankai. At this point. We know that Kenpachi could get a little bit more explanation of what his bankai now is like. Again, Shinji, basically any of the visors who are captains, we can get the there's a lot of, and basically what does I think it's Izuru Aburame. Basically, it's Renji and Rukia's daughter. Kazui, um, there's a lot you can still do with like revealing and like information and stuff like that and learning. We can learn more about the Zero Division, like if any of them actually besides Ichibe survived. Ichibe is a bad motherfucker, by the way. I loved Ichibe. I like the other ones kind of got the shaft a bit, but Ichibe was pretty boss. I was just like he's like bald bearded monk's like, oh, I'm jolly, but you pissed me off. I'm gonna go crazy on your ass. I'm just gonna take your name away. Your name is now Black Ant. You have all the abilities of a black ant. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was fighting a guy who could literally change the future at whim, I would have won that fight. Honestly, Ichibe could probably be anyone in the Soul Society now that I think about it. Theoretically speaking, as long if someone knew Ichibe's ability, they might be able to get around with it. Like maybe Uehara or Yamamoto could have gotten around that, but oh well. So there is still a lot you can do with a Bleach sequel, as opposed to, yeah, you can show off new techniques and these new kids in Boruto, but it's not the same. It really isn't, because you're not following a lot of the characters we grew to love in the original Naruto. You're trying to establish a relationship with these new characters, which it can work if the characters are somewhat interesting. And I know some, and I've at least watched a little bit of it and seen a little bit of it. Some of the new characters are interesting, but other characters, like, again, Boruto himself, the freaking lead of the show, is not very endearing to me. It's like, look, you keep complaining about shit, but you've got life pretty good, ultimately. So, yeah, that's where I stand on if they did a Bleach sequel. I think I would be more down for a Bleach sequel than a Naruto sequel. If the circumstances had changed, and they started doing a Bleach sequel manga, I probably would have been interested in it, absolutely. But the problem is they wouldn't have done an anime because they never finished the damn anime. They ended on the Fullbringer arc. It's like, look, I don't care if they give us the full series or they do it like an OVA style, like Hellsing Ultimate. That could work better. You can just it's less time you really got to put into it ultimately. Like do it like 10 or 12 episodes. That's what maybe because a lot of anime seasons go on for a while. So I mean 10 or 12 episodes, maybe an hour long each. Technically it would fill out the equivalent, but you can probably cram a lot more out in 1 hour episode than you can in a half-hour episode. So honestly, that's not a bad idea. Like have the first episode be where Genryusa or Yamamoto and them are actually you could probably just do that in one. So ours says Society is going to war, and then have the second episode just be an hour of the invasion of the Soul Society, and then Yamamoto dying at the end of it, and then see where I'm going with that? It's not hard to do in an OVA format when you really break it down. So yeah, would I be down for it if they announced it? Absolutely. Do I think we'll get it? Probably not. They first got to finish out the series, at least in the anime, which I don't know. I've heard rumors that it could come back, but I don't know. Here's hoping. I would love to see it come back. I really would, because if I'm going to be honest, which one I liked more, I actually liked Bleach. I think Naruto wrapped up smoother, but I think I overall preferred Bleach over Naruto. And if you're going to ask me like pairings and stuff, yeah, I preferred Hinata and Naruto over Ichigo and Orihime. Not that that was a bad pairing or anything. Honestly made sense that he wound up with her more than he wound up with Rukia. I'll never understand these people who get vehemently upset saying, you didn't do the pairing I want because I don't have a life. It's like, I get upset over pairings in fictionalized stories, so that's my life. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this. What do you think of a sequel to Bleach? Do you think it could work? I think it would work at least better than I thought Boruto could work, or does work. But anyway, let me know. Put it in the comments below. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Anyway, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if. Anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll do a review of it at some point. So until then, thanks for watching. I'll be back a little later with some more discussions. Later.